Let's now begin this newscast with our top story coming in from Pakistan as killers of US journalist Daniel Pearl, that is Omar Saeed Sheikh, and others are likely not to be released today. The Sindh High Court had ordered the release of British-born Al-Qaeda leader and his 3 aides this week. But Pakistan government is now exercising cautious lawful delay in the release of the high-profile terrorists. The orders are to be verified by jail staff in person and then the High Court, which closes at 3 p.m. today. In case of non-verification, the matter will be delayed until Monday. The Pakistan government is likely to seek legal opinion on the verdict. According to government officials, Sindh government will also file a review appeal on Monday. Daniel Pearl, the 38-year-old South Asia bureau chief for the Wall Street Journal, was kidnapped and beheaded while he was in Pakistan. Pearl was investigating Islamist militants in Karachi after the 9/11 attacks when he was kidnapped back in January 2002. Daniel Pearl's case grabbed headlines globally after a video of his beheading emerged weeks after he was abducted. British-born Ahmad Omar Saeed Sheikh was sentenced to death in 2002 for masterminding the murder of the US journalist. Omar Sheikh has been in jail for 18 years. 3 others, Fahad Naseem, Salman Shakib and Sheikh Adil, have been serving life sentences for their role in the killing of Daniel Pearl. It is important to note that Omar Saeed Sheikh was one of the 3 terrorists freed by India during the hijacking of airliner IC-814 back in 1999 in exchange for the passengers. Let's quickly get in a sense of perspective on this news story. And for that, we'll be going across to a guest in just a bit. For now, this is the latest that we are bringing to you, that the killers of US journalist Daniel Pearl, that is Omar Saeed Sheikh, and others are likely not to be released today. Remember, they were expected to be released today, but they won't be released today. And for that, let's quickly go across to Mateen Heather, who's joining us live on this broadcast. He's a senior journalist and joining us live from Islamabad. Mateen, thank you for joining our broadcast today. Now, should we expect a review appeal by the Sindh government on Monday? What happens next?
Well, thank you so much taking me on this matter. This case has been one of the most important cases. When the Sindh High Court gave the decision acquitting Omar Saeed Sheikh, then immediately there was a review petition. There was immediately a review petition was filed on behalf of definitely on behalf of the state, and Sindh High Court decision was challenged. Now there are reports that the Sindh High Court is also planning to file a review petition, and it has been already admitted, and on Monday it would be taken up. So I think government of Pakistan is quite clear on this matter that as far as Daniel Pearl killers are concerned, they would be definitely brought to justice. But the judicial and the legal point is, as far as evidences were concerned, evidences and some of the things which were required as far as case against Omar Saeed Sheikh was concerned, that was a bit low process, and due to the lack of evidence, then he was acquitted. Upon acquittal, even the United States of America immediately expressed concern, and there was behind the door contact between Pakistan and United States on the matter. Pakistan assured US that Omar Saeed Sheikh would not be released, and immediately there was a review petition, and now on Monday the Sindh High Court will take up a review petition by the government of Sindh. So these all indicators shows that Omar Saeed Sheikh will not be released despite the previous order.
Right. Mateen, it's interesting that you mention the lack of evidence in this case, which has, of course, worked in favor of these terrorists. Having said that, Mateen, at a time when Pakistan is in dire need of aid from the United States, what sort of an impact do you see of this warning that has been sent out by the U.S. State Department in a readout to Pakistan?
Well, as far as definitely there have been, as I said earlier, there have been concern by the State Department over the SOAP process of this particular case. But now I think the Sindh government's review petition is going to be taken up by the Sindh High Court. I don't think so, that there will be any negative impact as far as Pakistan and United States relations are concerned. So things are moving in right direction. Things are moving in right direction, and hopefully once the Sindh High Court will take up this matter on Monday, things would become more clearer. So actually, in all terrorism related places, usually the Indian media or Indian TV channels always doubt the integrity of the judicial system or court system in Pakistan. I can take you to the Hafiz Saeed issue as well. That was also purely a judicial matter. Once he was released on the orders of the court because of lack of evidence. So it is basically once high-profile terrorist cases, the people or the sources who used to provide evidences or documentary evidences are these all things. They do not come up against such high-profile characters.
But exactly, Mateen, that is the anomaly that needs to be addressed perhaps by the country, because if you're saying that, you know, these terrorists are going scot-free without, just because there's a lack of evidence, what does that speak of the state of affairs in Pakistan?
Well, exactly. It is everywhere in the world. Only Pakistan cannot be pointed out. Even Pakistan cannot be pointed out. So this happens in India. This happens in Pakistan. This happens in Afghanistan.
No, we do not have terrorists going scot-free like this.
Yes, and as far as this particular matter is concerned, this matter is being addressed, which is why on Monday, Sindh High Court would be definitely taking up a review petition by the government of Sindh. And as far as this point is concerned, I also endorse that these gray areas in our judicial system need to be immediately reviewed, which was why in Kulbhushan Yadav case, which was also a high-profile case in Pakistan, entire trial was conducted by the military court. So purpose of setting up of military court was definitely the security purpose. It was basically to secure the prosecutor, to secure the judge and these all people.
Right.
So, yes, go ahead.
Monday is, of course, going to be very crucial, as you rightly pointed out, Mateen. Last but not the least, this is also why this matter is going to be closely watched by the international community as well. Because, Mateen, how do you assess the cost of Saeed's possible release when it comes to the Financial Action Task Force that is closely monitoring Pakistan and has refused to move it out of the grey list?
Well, true. It is definitely one of the most important case before Pakistani courts, particularly before Sindh High Court. And the Financial Action Task Force next hearing is not that far. It would be taking place in the first quarter of the next year, most probably, or probably somewhere in the second quarter. So, of course, things are quite crucial, quite important. Pakistan has been trying to definitely to review these whole things, and particularly the action plan and the points which are yet to be implemented. So remaining points in the action plan are going to be implemented. This is one of the important case. I do agree with you, and which is why immediately after the concern was expressed by the U.S. State Department, immediately Sindh High Court took up the matter, and a review petition was filed, which is going to be taken up. Pakistan is quite serious in this matter, that the killers of Daniel Pearl must be brought to justice at any cost. So this particular Umar Saeed Sheikh is not only involved in this, he has definitely a track record of many other crimes. So we hope so that on Monday, definitely the release of Umar Saeed Sheikh would be definitely rejected, or the court may give some detail, but we hope so things will move definitely in better direction, and the better direction is justice to be given to the killers of Daniel Pearl, a prominent journalist who was kidnapped and he was assassinated.
Right. Let's wait and watch how this scenario pans out on Monday. On that note, thank you so much, Mateen Haider, for joining our broadcast and sharing your precious inputs. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.